Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to our channel and happy Saturday. So today we're going to be talking about my initiation in Cuba. Verge, stop! Snap out of it. Right. He's so happy to be back, you guys. We've been super busy. Super busy. So we're going to talk today about my experience in Cuba. Oh my God, you guys, I went January the 25th and I stayed for 16 days.
Yeah, 16 whole days.
Yeah, it was really
an experience. It was an experience on my behalf.
Yeah.
How about yours?
Oh my God, yeah. It was definitely an experience for me. It was it was quite an adventure. Many moving parts to it. Many moving parts.
Well, let's talk about getting there.
Okay, yeah. So as you guys can see, we actually had to leave Ohio to drive to Buffalo because that's where we flew out of Buffalo, New York. And then
and that's only because you only can catch certain international flights, especially to Cuba in certain places, you know. I think it's either Buffalo or Cuba. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Buffalo or Miami.
right.
Or I don't know if they go out of Texas, whatever. But yeah, it was a trip, you know, having to get up and go there, go through there. But yeah.
Yeah, so we had another flight that was a connecting flight, and I believe it was in
New Jersey.
Yeah. And so then we went straight over after that. But it wasn't that long of a ride. It wasn't, you know, a lot of turbulence or anything of that nature. But to start everything off, you guys, first I had to do get a misa done. Then after the misa, we had to do some ebos. And for those of you that are not familiar with what ebo is, it's basically like a resolution for the situation. And so in so many words, in short. And so in addition to that, I had to do a palo ceremony. I was scratched into palo. And then after that, I believe we had maybe a couple of days that we didn't have anything going on the agenda that day as far as ceremony is concerned. And then we went straight into Ocha. And that's where I started my 7 days. So we actually had to go transfer all of my stuff because it was just myself, my godmother, and her godmother, which is my Ajabona, if I'm saying it correctly. Mm-hmm. And we had to transfer everything from her house over to the house that they were hosting the Santo, which is the 7-day initiation ceremony. And so that was quite an experience, you guys. It really was.
So, how was Cuba to you? What did you experience once you first landed in Cuba?
So basically, I was really excited. We were at this airport, and then we had to get a driver to pick us up, and I was just looking around. It was nice. I was looking around. I was, excited about everything. But what I did notice is that the air, guys, the air was fresh, but also I don't know if it's because it was so fresh that you could smell every single car that rode by. I smelled so much gas. It's a lot of pollution in the we smelled a lot of gas, I should say. As we were riding in vehicles, a lot of gas you smelled. I definitely will say that it's a humbling experience because we had water issues, you know, where we would run out of water at times. We would have to fill the water up with buckets and flush it down the toilet.
So it was basically a culture shock of
yeah, I would say, yeah,
honestly, how some people say Americans are spoiled, and then you go into a self-made third world country and have to experience the things that they go through on a daily basis, and you got humbled and you appreciate what you do have. You know, the fact that you have running water in a toilet that just
never runs out,
that fills up on its own,
gets hot by itself. Yeah.
So it was a culture shock to you.
Oh my God, yes. In fact, it was so much so of a culture shock. I believe I got what they call traveler's diarrhea. I mean, in addition to certain things you have to consume during your 7 days, I believe it was more so along the lines of me having what they called a culture shock, or what they call traveler's diarrhea, because I did get sick. The godmother, she took extremely good care of me, made sure that I drank, you know, tea, made sure that I was resting very well, made sure that I was eating very well. I would actually, I would have to say the actual service that they provided to me, since I was the only Santo, that was the only person that got crowned. You know, because she had the whole Ile. So
before you go further, explain what crown is. Okay,
so crown is when you get your guardian angel, when you go before Arula, and they are able to if you get your hand of Ifa, and they bring your guardian angel, they're able to find out who your guardian angel is, who your head Orisha is, the person who's claiming you, the person who's been walking with you, the person who's helping you throughout your life, the person who's been there, you know, as your guardian angel in so many words. So my guardian angel is Elegua. And so throughout the time that I was down there, even when I wasn't sick, she was very helpful to me. I do have to say that. She was very helpful. When I got sick, she took really good care of me. As far as the services, I was going to say, they provided a top-notch service. They had a young lady that was a chef there. She was cooking. She was also the Adrabona's goddaughter, and my godmother's goddaughter as well. And she provided meals, washed clothes and stuff like that. In terms of being able to do a lot of things, like, you know, look around, they made sure before I left to come back to the States that I had a chance to go out and look around at different historical buildings and things of that nature. And also, before I left, I was able to go to the sea and see the sea, and it was beautiful.
So before you go any further, tell them why you're not on camera.
Okay, so I'm not on camera because as an Iyawo, I am officially an Iyawo. As an Iyawo,
yeah.
or they would say Yawosita, and that means that you have certain restrictions that are required of you as a Yawosita or a Iyawo. And so one of them is being, you know, taking pictures, looking in the mirror if you don't have that ceremony done. There's a ceremony that you can do right after your ceremony to be able to drive, and they call that like the mirror ceremony, where you can drive the vehicle because you have to look in the mirror and adjust the mirror. But until I do what's called an Ebo Meta, which is something that you have to do after your third month of crowning in Santeria Lukumi.
Minimum of 3 months.
Minimum of 3 months. If you miss the 3 month mark, say if you're busy and you can't do it in 3 months, you can just always do it anytime after 3 months. Right. And so I'm not able to look in the mirror right now or be on camera. I can't be on camera for the whole
3 months.
No, for the whole year.
1 year
and 7 days. Yeah. So that's why we're just talking to you guys, and you guys hear me. Yep.
Be honest. How does it feel?
Well,
From where you was or where you were
mhm.
to now having, you know, like, do you feel like it's more
I feel
because
like,
you have more you have more responsibilities because you do when you go through these ceremonies you have more reaches to tend to, and they work on your behalf, you know. So compared to how many you were that you had before you went to the ceremony, how do you feel now that you have so many more, as I would say, allies in the spiritual realm? More allies, more rishas, more people to help you do what you were sent to do on this earth. How does it, how did that energy, do it feel like it's more energy, more weight, more,
I do feel like it's, so I would have to say definitely, I feel like there was a lot of emotions. I felt very vulnerable, more vulnerable and open than I ever have before. And it for a long time. And I think that's because of the whole symbolic thing of being reborn. But I also started to feel super empowered with having a mighty force walking and moving with me. The more I started coming back here, connecting with the Orishas, I felt like, they were getting adjusted to my energy. I'm getting adjusted to their energy. And I just really felt like it was just, I still feel like I'm being super supported. And it feels so good. I feel better. I have a little bit more knowledge about how to work with my spirits and for my Boveda. So when I did come back, in addition to the Orishas, I was able to do some new things with my Boveda and sit back there and spend some time, because learning more about how they're moving in my life really had a big difference on what resonates with me when I feel how I feel. Like, for an example, I have a really hard time sleeping at night, and in my Boveda, right, and at my Boveda, I was told when I had my Misa, and also confirmed in my Ita when the Orishas came down, all 9 of them, to speak to me, that I need to do certain things at my Boveda so that I could be able to sleep at night. And it's something so simple as putting something in a glass of water and covering it with cotton and taking it in my room after I spend time at my Boveda. And when I did that, you guys, it's amazing, because it's certain spirits that are walking with me, and that was revealed in my Misa. And there's a spirit that's walking with me.
So hold on, because let's go back. So you felt reconnected because you said they were always with you. Basically, you felt their energy was always with you. So when you got crowned, you basically reconnected, all the connections was made, with the other Rishas. And your Misa, which is explain that right quick, what a Misa is.
A Misa is when you're able to connect with your spirit guides and your like ancestors and stuff like that, and find out who's walking with you.
So once you did that, explain what a Boveda is too, because you put all of these out, and I don't know if everybody know what these are. So
the Boveda is like a portal where you are able to sit at the Boveda with glasses of water and certain elements to bring in the spirit. And so, in addition to how the Orishas are working with me and how my energy is connecting with them, you're going to experience things, and you're also going to be able to have more of a connection and get used to the spiritual realm that is walking with you. Hence the reason why we have to do certain ceremonies.
So not only is you have Orishas with you, or they're with you, and you also have when you say spirits, is spirits all roam the earth. Period. Point blank. Let's just get that. But when you go and do a misa, it's usually talking about your ancestral line from the beginning of time, who's like, as you know, in the Bible, Adam supposedly is the father.
Absolutely.
And so your Adam, from the time you're Adam, you know who.
Good analogy, yeah.
Who is your lineage, who's walking with you. So that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for that, clearing that
Yeah.
up. Yeah, so I would just say that even with that, I would say I would call that a lot of moving parts.
There's a very lot of moving parts. A lot of.
So my transition from, you know, from not being crowned into being crowned is still, I would say, very, very awakening. There's certain things that I'm doing now that, of course, I couldn't do before. Even I could do it, but it really wouldn't be, I guess, maybe sealed, or it wouldn't really be. It wouldn't really probably do much if I was doing it before getting crowned. But you know, you learn a lot of things that you need to do to balance out certain things in your life when you're sitting there and you're listening to how the Orishas are talking to you. Something as simple as putting fresh water outside before you step your foot on the ground outside. You know what I mean? Because you're crowned.
So how has being crowned, having your Orisha on your head, walking in your whites, because you have to wear whites for a year, 7 days. How has it affected your personal life?
Well, I'm not allowed to go in public places unless Verge is not.
I mean, like, you know, let me change that. Personal relationships, like with, you know, people that you deal with on a daily basis.
Well, people have been very respectful. Some people just act like they don't see a difference because they don't want to make it look like, oh my God, it's a shock to them that I'm just looking the way I look. Of course, my head is covered. But the people that I see on a regular basis, they're privy to what I'm doing now in my whites prior to even going to get initiated, because I told them, you know, what I can tell them about what I'm doing so that they won't have a shock when they see me.
So, because I know it was, I wasn't here, so how did the grandbaby see you when he saw you in all your all whites? How did he react? Did he just do like?
That day,
he just did his normal?
Okay, so you were at work, I think, that day, and when he came, he just looked at me. He wasn't shocked, but I do think that he felt the energy because he felt so at home with me. Because he's a Legua too.
Right.
He has his hand of Ifa, so his guardian angel is
same as yours.
Yeah.
And that, just FYI, you know, the day you got crowned, he ran in here and shook the maraca where your leg usually would have been, and he was shaking it.
Wow.
And you know, a whole lot went on that day for people who's like in tune with your spirit, who know your energy and all of that.
Because Verge wasn't with me in Cuba.
No, I wasn't.
But he drove me to the airport and picked me up and stuff like that. But the day that I got crowned, he told our madrina that the grandbaby did that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you were gonna say that the day that I got crowned was February, was it 1st?
Yeah.
February 1st. And the baby came over here and he came to work because I had to take my warriors with me. So he knows where I usually have my warriors at. He went over to the
It's okay, I show him Moroccan.
Yeah. he went over there and he shook the maraca.
Came in
That's the Allegro maraca. And I was getting crowned Allegro.
that day.
And
I think it was probably, I don't know what time you did it or when it was officially done. Yeah, I probably were in sync.
Uh-huh.
But for him to just run straight through the house and go straight to it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That maybe explains why he wasn't surprised. He just felt at home and he embraced me.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 1 year old. So you were saying the people
Going
that
on 30.
you were saying the people who's in tune with my energy. What was?
It felt we felt something different. I don't know what I was feeling something different that day. It was like something went down. I knew when it was gonna happen. I had like so much little information. It was cool because I understood the process. But that I knew it was gonna happen on that day. But while I was driving, I felt something. I couldn't tell what it was. And then when I got the message, you know, you were born as, you know, you got crowned.
Yes.
That's when I was like, oh, that's what that was. And then when I came home and heard about, and when I came home and heard about what the baby did, I was like, oh wow, it confirmed a lot of stuff. So it's just, this is so real, you know, so real. Hold on, I just want to enjoy this one more time.
Oh, Madrina got you a nice Cuban cigar.
Yeah, that cigar was good. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at the U.S. Boy, we can be having some good cigars. Some good Cuban cigars. I mean, they was good. Like, man, I enjoyed that one. Yeah, but so once you got crowned, you received a name. What's your name?
Ocha Ray.
Ocha Ray?
Whoa. They say whenever you hear your name called, you're supposed to say, that's your response. So,
so is that all the way until after your year and 7 days?
What you mean?
Is that permanently?
Yeah, that's my name. Ocha Ray.
No, I mean when you respond with I will.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can just respond regular,
after?
but yeah, that's just what they say because it's Yoruba. So, yeah, that's how the Yorubas did it or do it. But yeah, so Ocha Ray is my name. And so when I looked into it, Ire means like good energy, like positive stuff. And I think Ota, someone said it meant stone, but when I looked it up, I think it has more than just one meaning to the first half of the name. But it means blessings.
Yeah, a lot of words in the Yoruba means. Ire is a very good word. Like it spans to so many different areas, and you know.
So I am going to be doing, guys, I was brainstorming trying to figure out what do I want to really focus on after my year and 7 days. So you guys know I'm always having a lot of moving parts. That's my favorite word now because it's just so real. So you guys know I'm in school getting my undergraduate for psychology, and I'm going into a doctoral program in Texas. But I'm about to graduate soon. You guys know I do that. You guys know that I am a Reiki practitioner and master, and that I'm a yoga teacher. So I want to do a lot of things under that umbrella because that all synchronizes together. That can all go together. But I do want to do some things in the spiritual realm as Ocha Ire. And I want to be able to have what people would define as a ministry. I want to be able to do
as a ministry.
People define it as a ministry. So basically,
how would you describe it?
I describe it as, if you think about the word ministry, it just means being able to help people in a spiritual realm as a leader.
Usually most people associate ministry with Christianity. So you have to not saying that you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta define it.
Okay.
So that people can literally not associate it with it. Because, you know, oh, she just got crowned, but she wanted to. No. Sometimes, and go back to the book, the visa, sometimes you have to, you be told to do stuff that you don't want to go and do. But to satisfy your ancestors, because they are a very vital part of this journey. You can't do nothing without your ancestors.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, because it's something I have to do that I don't want to do.
Yeah, so when you say...
it's just as simple as going to church. I don't go to church. So for one of my ancestors, I was told I have to go to church sometimes.
Yeah.
So I literally go to church and leave.
Catholic church.
I won't be staying the whole ceremony. That's just something I won't do.
Well, I mean,
it's not related to like being an atheism or anything like that, because I wouldn't be getting crowned.
Be an atheist.
So
you believe in something.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that you have history, personal history, and you just doing it to satisfy your ancestor, which is very, a good thing in this faith.
Okay.
But so I was asking, back to the original question, what would you call a ministry in Lakumi?
Just being
Yoruba, do you mean like house?
Just being a spiritual leader, being able to have an Ile house.
Okay, see. That's
one day. But I was thinking more so what I was saying that at the moment, I was thinking more so along the lines of like, how would I incorporate it? I know I'm doing all this over here with that, like would I be able to have like like how they have like these certain events where you have gatherings of people that are in the same tradition or interested. And I would do like maybe a head washing ceremony, like washing the ori, or maybe doing like some festivals or something like that, maybe Egun festivals or something. Just something more along the spiritual, what I'm doing in my spiritual life. I want to awaken that. I want to awaken that in my life, and I want to do more broader things with it, and I want to be able to have fun with it, and I want to be able to make...
You want to be able to enjoy it
and make a difference in the community. So I'm thinking along those lines, know?
I think you should. That's a given, because why would you not want to know or go and experience an Egun festival or go to drumming? It does not. There is nothing that I can say or nobody can tell me that you're not allowed to do.
Well, I do know that as far as the drumming is concerned, I do know that I have to go with the madrina for my very first drumming ceremony.
Right. I get that. But
so,
I'm saying, like,
as far as hosting my own events, I want to do like the Ori wash, or maybe have a yoga / spirituality retreat, and be able to like mix certain herbs together for women that have like maybe just healing herbs. People could put them on their body,
like the yoni stuff.
Yeah, like yoni stuff. And as a priestess in this tradition, I feel that it's very important to maximize your full potential. Even if you can't give birth, you can still be able to do certain things to help the community.
And that's the whole thing. You're not. How would it be spread?
Right.
That's the thing. How's it going to spread if nobody's out there to promote it? People find things. Yes, we find people. People are more coming to this way of life, this faith. I'm not going to call it a religion, because men's opinions and thoughts, men's opinions and thoughts ruin, and try to ruins religion. But with this faith, you're going to have to go out there. This is not like, we got pamphlets and buildings and all of that type stuff. We ain't got commercials. This religion is literally spread by word of mouth, and people actually experiencing and seeing your energy. So you have to go out to some of these things. After a while, your first drumming, you can go to drummings. There is nothing to say that you can't go to Africa and see the Lakumi side. Or go down to Brazil and see, I can't even see.
Contemplate.
Yeah, you can't see, and you should be able to. You have to spread it. You have to get more knowledge. The more knowledge you got, there's nothing wrong with you attaining knowledge, as long as you do what is necessary to appease your your Orishas, your ancestors. You will be good. And so that's why I'm saying you don't. That's something you should just do. That should be, honestly, that's automatic in my eyes, because you're not going to want to just sit here and just not go to these things. You also got to go to when other people are getting crowned. You also got to go to all of these. You got to go, because that's the only way you're going to be able to see and be a part of that. You know, when people invite you, they start to see when other people, you know, on YouTube start inviting us to things.
Right.
You know, my favorite Babalao.
Oh yeah. Hey Baba.
Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Baba
Ifa. Hi people.
We love you guys. We're coming to Florida to see you.
When they you know, if they invite us, or you know, other houses decide to invite us to stuff, just to, you know, just to what's the word? I'm lost. You know, it's kind of
just to what fellowship?
Fellowship, yes, the fellowship, and you know, and do that. You go. You go, and you would have that experience. You building up the community, because the community should not just stop at state lines. It shouldn't stop at waterways. It should be worldwide. This beef. I know I'm ranting.
No, go ahead.
This beef between which one is better, which one is this. That's garbage. You know, it doesn't matter which one is better. As long as we all come into the same, we all cross the same finish line. That's all that matters. You know.
Now, I do have to say that it was said about me going to another house, or I think it was said something about me getting, being able to, I cannot take a godchild that is from another house. Now, as far as, you know, and I'm still looking more into everything that, you know, to break every down, my Eta down more and understand it.
Take from another house.
So basically, like for an example, if
say if I had a house, you was a part of it, and you take somebody that you brought in there or that you introduced, isn't that person? I'm not understanding. Or
so let me just tell you what I do know. I'm not sure about that. I would have to ask her. But what I also want to say is that well, I'll say that later. Someone that is a part of an elay that wants to switch wants to leave that elay and go somewhere else. I was told that I can't take that person just to make sure that there's not any conflict, you know, going on, because it could be conflict going on with how they had things done over there versus how I would do things. That's that on that. Now, as far as me going to another, later on, once I'm done with my year and 7 days, me being invited to an event that's a part of another house, I think that should be okay. I don't see anything wrong with that, because to me, that would be kind of leery if someone told me I can't do that. I would want to investigate that, because I don't see why I wouldn't be able to go to an event. Let's just say if,
I mean, after you satisfy the drumming ceremony and things that are required, after you satisfy those things.
The drumming ceremony doesn't have anything to do with anything.
No, I'm just saying, because you know people have drumming ceremonies.
And
we was invited to somewhere in Philly by another house to come to their drumming ceremony.
Oh yeah.
So I mean.
But then I wouldn't be able to do that now unless I decided to go with that house. Then that's when I could do that. Like, so say for an example, any situation occurred and I just said, okay, this isn't a good fit for me, I want to go somewhere else, then I could do that now. But because I'm in my year and 7 days, I wouldn't be allowed to do that and go there to that house to experience that. I would have to wait until I'm done with my year and 7 days before I can go to like one of those, is what I was told. So
hold on, before you go back to that, The one question about the Iyawo or a person that leaves the house and wants to join, say, your house. You can't take. I don't believe, I believe, I know you personally, but I don't think that you would just take somebody just for the heck of it. You will ask, like, well, if you came from this house, why did you leave this house? You're going to investigate, because one thing you're not going to do is bring somebody else's turmoil or somebody else's situation into your home. You're going to wonder what's going on. And if your spirit, you're going to, before you say, okay, you can join us or you can do that, you're going to go and talk to all your spirit guides and say, is this person a right fit? And if that spirit guide says no, because I know how you're operating now, I know you're not going to just accept anybody just like that. So maybe that's just a warning telling you not to accept anybody, take anybody just like that.
Right. But I would definitely. So once I learn how to throw cocoa, even though I know we have prior knowledge to throwing cocoa and to just throwing opie, period.
Yeah, we know.
From before, when we were at a couple of other houses.
We had teachers. We didn't join the houses.
Yeah, teachers.
And as far as I what I've discovered, technically by me not being crowned, I don't know. Anyway, go back.
No, say it.
No.
Speak your truth.
I'm speaking my truth. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was just gonna say, as far as once I learn how to throw opie and be able to ask questions and stuff like that to the Orisha, then I'll be able to double check and make sure that I'm making the right choice before I just up and do anything. That is so important.
Yeah,
and I also want to say, you guys, make sure before you decide to join any house that you are being taught. Not taught when you have a situation that's occurring and then you get taught because of that situation. Be taught, make sure that you're with a teacher, someone that's already going to be in teaching mode. Some people are not teachers and they just tell you what's pertinent information that you need to know when your situation occurs. But if you're in this tradition and you want to learn, you have to get with people that are teaching you, that's trying to elevate you, and not wait until you are there doing X, Y, Z and then teach you. You want to have teachers. So going back to what I said initially, when I said, what do I want to do with my life in this spiritual realm as Ocha Ire? I am a teacher by nature. I love to teach. I love to talk. I love to be able to help unfold situations. I love to have resolve things. So I'm definitely going to be teaching, when I'm able to teach. Once I get to that point when I can actually say I crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's, because it's an oral tradition. I'm going to definitely teach. I'm not going to have people coming in and not making sure. I'm not going to have people coming to me that want to do X, Y, Z and don't know what they are doing and don't know anything about it. They need to learn more. I'm not going to just say, okay, well, you can get crowned, and you don't even know nothing about the tradition. You don't know the basic stuff.
Right. Because
everything is not a secret. There's things that you can know, something simple. There's things that you can know. Why do you even be attracted to the tradition if everything is just a secret? How would you even be attracted to it to know that it's something worth being attracted to? So you have to know some stuff.
Like how we know how to throw Obi.
Yeah,
we know how to read it. We know all of that. We wasn't, but I get it.
So it's like if a person came to me and they didn't have any knowledge and they watched the video and say, well, you guys are so into this traditional stuff that you guys are doing. All I know is just African spirituality. That's all I know. That is just a spiritual path. So then
you're gonna get a history lesson.
Yeah, they would definitely get that. And then after they get that, then we would, take our time and embrace them and teach them certain things and make sure that they understand what this is on the foundation, the fundamentals of Ifa. They would definitely learn those things.
They have to, because you're not going to reach your full potential not knowing what you are doing.
And not being able to, so say for an example, you get crowned into a house or you get your hand of Ifa in a house. And you can't, when Verge becomes a Babalao, if he decides to be that. And
and if it's written, let's clear it up for you. If it's meant for me to have, if it's meant for if it's in my path, then yes.
And we now know that it's written for me to be a godmother, to give birth as a priestess. So when we do get our godchildren and they come and they want to talk to myself and Virgil, I'm not going to just not have people have access to Virgil and only have access to me. If you're getting a reading with Virgil, you're going to be able to talk to him. You're going to be able to communicate and ask questions to him. We're both going to be available. You'll have his number, you'll have my number. You'll be able to have that open communication with the both of us, and we'll be able to bring you in under the both of us as a house.
And if when that happens, you'll be able to know what you are doing. Like, because, not saying where we're currently at, but in my past, if you've seen our videos, you've seen that I got the short end of the stick all the way through. I received my hand in Ifa, I got kicked to the curb, didn't even get my reading, or my, what you would call it?
Dabo at the end.
Yeah, I didn't even get it. I had to wait.
You did that. So the hand of Ifa, there's an elbow through that whole ceremony, but after you do the hand of Ifa, you're supposed to go back and do another Ebo, and then you're supposed to have your Ita.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. And I didn't do all of that other
We
stuff.
had to go back and get the Ita.
Yeah.
And then we had to go to another house to get the Ita broken down on paper.
Right. So they didn't even, that's like the short end of the stick. So I've been through that. And there is no way in this faith or this tradition with your ancestors, both, everything that you have, all the tools that you get, in order to make you, ain't no way you're going to put somebody else through that.
Yeah, and absolutely.
This is not about making money, because guess what? I was already blessed with the mind frame with them to make money. This ain't about making money. This is about spreading and making this thing something that it deserves to be.
Yeah, and it's like, once you get these things, you need to have those things a certain way. It's a certain rule of thumb that I have, to be able to move fluently as a teacher. Writing stuff down, making it plain. People deserve to be able to read their Ita, even if they have the hand of Ifa. If I was able to take someone from another house and they came over to me and they told me they had their warriors or their hand of Ifa, you're going to know exactly what your Ita says, and I'm going to type it up for you with my logo on it, because it's going to go that far, and you're going to be able to know exactly what it is that you need to do and what's required of you and how to move through this.
You're going to sit there and explain it. You're going to have to make time to sit there and explain it, because a lot of people don't get that.
They don't get that.
They just get a, not,
Do you want to go, it's just, do you want to get crowned? Do you want to get your hand of Ifa?
What
That's
I
it.
received was just a piece of paper. It spoke in so many things, but it didn't get broken down to the point where I'm a pretty smart guy, but I couldn't understand it. Like, what do you mean this? What does this mean?
So we had to find somewhere else to go when we first got our hand of Ifa to get it broken down.
I'm going to sit there and make sure that you understand. You're not going to leave my presence until you understand it. I will go through line by line. What don't you understand?
And that's because you're looking and listening to people who have been through situations where we don't like the process, but guess what? We never gave up.
Yeah.
We never gave up because we know that some people are just interested in just giving you what they can birth so that you can be able to have that, and it can take them to the next level in their journey. When you do give birth, not only are we giving our ashe away, but we still going to another level.
Right. And a lot of people are just,
and they just want to do that. And on the financial side,
some people are in it for 2 reasons. Some people, not all. I'm gonna give 3 reasons. Some people are genuinely in it because they want to grow their faith. They want their religion. They see people actually need this in order to save their life. They need this as guidance. You know, that those are the genuine people. Those are the people that you need to look for. Those are the people that you need to get mentorship under.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that just do it just to get money out of it. And that's on both sides, Lakumi and Isheshe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not knocking nobody, because whatever is for you is for you.
Mm-hmm.
When we both gotta stand, or whenever we gotta go through whatever we got to, you stand alone. You came in this world alone. You're gonna go. Nobody's gonna suffer your death, but you alone. Nobody's gonna. It's all you. You have to make sure that this is what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are in it just for money,
mm-hmm.
and that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell you, hey, you need to do an Evo, and you probably don't even know to do an Evo. You just need to just change your thinking right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe if I just go this path, I already received this already. I don't need to do another Evo for something that I already received.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, give me 5,000. Give me 1,000. I'm a sacrifice. No.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the schemers in them. And some people are in it just to build house. I'm gonna get as many people in here, build my house, and whenever they come back, I'm gonna do this, and this. And they're technically, those are money schemers too, but they're house builders.
Mm-hmm.
You want,
but are they teachers? Because it's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a big difference.
The first people are the ones that do the mentorship. I'm saying, because there's some people who will just build their house and don't. Hey, that's it. You on your own.
And they don't even,
But then they wonder why their house falls.
Or people just stay with them until they get past a certain point. And even though they're not learning anything, when they feel like they're ready, they just go and they build their own Elay.
But then you still that person still gotta go find a mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, find somebody to get up under so that they can learn. And no matter how many books are out here,
mm-hmm.
you're not gonna learn everything through a book. You're going to learn it through word of mouth.
Come on, Bible verse.
You're going to learn it through word of mouth. And you're going to learn it through mentorship. And when you read the book, you're going to be like, oh, that either makes sense or no, that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And as many places we have been,
mm-hmm.
I can go and read a book and say, no, that's wrong because this don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is just somebody who's just writing something just to make, a few dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And it is some people out there like that.
And stuff on the internet that you shouldn't look at.
When you look at the internet, honestly, it's a 50-50 toss.
Mm-hmm. But if you
already know something,
and if you have a relationship and you have a relationship with other people, that's, say for an example, for me, I know a lot of people in this tradition that are up forth, that are upright, stand right people. I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of great people.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens for me throughout my journey, I was able to do that. I made one of those people my current godmother right now. But in addition to that, learning how people move and seeing if they're teachers or not, that's going to play a big part on that person if they decide to stay or not. A big part. And other misconceptions and stuff like that, and other different issues that might arise throughout the process. Those, it's a choice. If you want to, to me, it's not called house hopping. It's just strictly about if a person is a good fit for you.
And
sometimes you learn that later on down the line.
And sometimes you have to house hop. You have to
until you get what you're looking for.
You ain't gonna walk this earth. You ain't gonna walk this earth and not seek knowledge from nothing that you looking for on a spiritual level. Because it's church hoppers. It's temple hoppers. It's a lot of hoppers because they gotta get that thirst. They got a thirst for knowledge, and if they're not being taught or satisfied, they're gonna go and find it. Period.
Yeah, and
so
like I was gonna say,
you're gonna do what you gotta do for yourself.
And like I was gonna say, in addition to what I just said, When you have these people versus looking for something on the internet, you're able to actually call and ask questions or send a text and ask questions, and you're getting an answer here and an answer here, but the majority of the people are giving you this answer. You just have to use wisdom and go with what makes sense. What is the majority saying? Because you're asking questions, you're trying to find the answers to.
And these are people that you build up a relationship and you have trust. But at the end of the day, also, and I'm not knocking what you say, you go to your ancestors. Mm-hmm. You go to the
and you have to look at that, and you have to also look at
they're going to say something.
And you have to also look at the character of the person. They're just power hungry. They're an elder and they feel so superior, and you can't even really voice your opinion about things that you're so passionate about because they will get that misconstrued as disrespect.
Well, I mean, that's
so it's like you have
that's to anybody, because if you got somebody
who's very passionate about what they who likes to, so somebody who is focused on justice and making sure that justice prevails in their life and that they're treated fairly, and they're so passionate about certain things. We know a lot of people like that. Mm-hmm. So when you meet someone, if you have an elder that is a certain type of way, and you're trying to express how you are and how you feel about a certain thing, but they're getting that misconstrued as disrespect, how can you grow with a person who feels as though everything that you say is a disrespect? Then that can be a conflict. So you have to make sure that it's a good fit. Sometimes you don't even know that until you actually get to that point where you have been crowned already. Yeah, because that goes back to looking on the internet, asking for stuff that you should already know about. Say, for an example, if you go and you get an Orisha and they tell you what the Padaki says, or they read the Odu to you, you're supposed to have that with you so that you can know what that is later on in your life. You shouldn't have to call back and ask, well, what is this? What came with what came with this Orisha, so I can know what this Orisha was talking about. I want to go back and read it and dissect it so I can understand what I'm reading, because that's how serious I am about what I'm doing with my life. Mm-hmm. People want to charge all this money for this tradition, but they don't want to give you everything with it. They want to withhold certain information from you because they want you to not have all the access you need. It's not as simple as always just coming back and talk to your Orishas. Everybody who really knows that it's so mysterious in this tradition, how could it possibly be just come back here and talk to them? Wouldn't you have to have a Majuba prayer? Wouldn't you have to wake them up some kind of way? Wouldn't you have to shake the maraca some type of way? Or shake their tools some type of way? Use their tools some type of way? You can't go to Shango with the right hand. I was told you got to go with the left hand. It's certain stuff you got to do, or people say. So it's like, you just can't go back and talk to them. You have to be able to have teachers, people who are willing to teach you and take the time out of their day, versus you want to get crowned, you want to go here, you want to go there to get crowned. That's really important. Good enough to invest all my money in something. Why can't you invest all your time and teach me what I committed my life to? No.
Let's be honest. Some things, it's like,
people believe, oh, you just need to take your time. And no, I want to learn.
Okay,
you can take your time, but I want to learn.
Some things, and you're required to do. Some things are required for you to have right then and there, but you're not going to just.
It's not a marathon. You're not trying to race
a marathon.
Also,
you also got to realize, in this tradition, and a lot of people don't, and myself, and we want all the information right then and there.
That's not what we're doing.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying we want what's required. Like if
something as simple as throwing Opie, we should set a date. Hey, I want to teach you this so that you can be practicing.
Okay, but what I'm saying is sometimes you can't teach everybody everything real quick, because some people, and we know people who will go and do stuff very, very overhanded stuff, and it's like, Dad, why did I show this person this? It's like
they get obsessed with
it. They I want to go do this right quick. I gotta do this. I gotta do it. you don't have to do it at both for everything that goes wrong. Sometimes you just got to readjust your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
some
well,
people
I'm saying as far as teaching is concerned, just to have a schedule of things that you are teaching. Even if it's a Zoom class to talk about certain things, a Zoom workshop on Zoom.
Okay.
Or something like that, where people can just learn a little bit about what they got going on.
I'm saying you just can't teach everybody everything because people will go haywire with it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So trust me.
But I just feel like at the end of the day, they're responsible for their destiny. So they want to go haywire with the information. That's on them. But
you got to realize that's probably, they might go haywire and do something wrong and it might affect somebody innocent.
Yeah, but I think we're talking about two different things.
No, I'm saying you gotta understand some things are meant to be taught in stages. Some things are meant to have right then and there.
I know things are meant to be taught in stages, but
like how we receive, going back to
when we receive our hand of E5,
I was supposed to get my stuff right then and
there. That's
what
I'm talking about.
No months. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, I ain't supposed to know what goes on in the crowning situation.
Right.
I'm not saying that I do.
I'm not saying that.
But I'm saying
I'm saying on the level that you're on, you should be able to be taught.
Have everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not saying go super far ahead of things. I'm just saying
just the
that
things that you are told to that at that level.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But everybody, even at that level, sometimes you got to slow it down. It's bad.
I feel like if you are giving birth, and when I say giving birth, that means that you are able to be a godfather or a godmother. Before you make that commitment, you should ask yourself, do I like people? Number one. And number two, it's clear that you don't.
I know.
And you should ask people. I mean, you should find out and make it clear. Come on, you throwing me off.
No, I ain't got time for the stupidity.
If you like people, and also, are you a teacher? Because how are you going to have people up under you if you're not willing to teach them things? You just can't always wait until somebody is getting their hand of E5 to teach them something. When they come to you, you know what the end result is going to be. So you teach them certain things. We're not talking about secrets. For those people who would like to say, oh, we can't tell you certain things. We're not talking about that. We're talking about certain things. Hold a workshop. And stop getting people all together because money is involved. It's somebody's Ocha birthday. It's this, it's that. We're going to get together as a house and we're going to learn how to do certain things, just regular things for your first. So I know one Elay who does things in groups. Okay, so this group just got crowned. We're going to talk about what everything that you need to know on your path. Mm-hmm. In this moment, little stuff, the fundamentals. Basically, everybody should know how to throw Obi. Everybody should know how to do that.
They should at least know how to read it.
Yeah, something is that simple. Something is just that simple. They should know how to do that. People should know. Have conversations about how it started, the foundation of it. They should be able to know those things instead of people trying to wait until they have a plantain or whatever you want to call it, come over and do this and do that, where you see the people in the kitchen cooking and they're getting ready for ceremony and stuff like that, and everybody got to get paid. Why do we have to always get together when people are getting paid? It should be when you can actually sit down and learn the fundamentals. People want to keep people ignorant in this tradition and tell them stuff. I'm give you the scraps off the table. That's why I'm not going to teach you this. That's why I'm not going to teach you that. You don't have to teach me that. I'll learn it from somebody else. I have a lot of people I network with. I have a lot of people who I know and have proven to be official people that have really big elays that and you can learn from. Mm-hmm. So if one person don't teach you and there you find that they're not teachers, you don't have to deal with them. Because this is my life. There's no way I'm going to be on somebody else's time.
This is just letting y'all know this is what this video is basically telling y'all what's gonna go down in our house.
Absolutely.
I didn't steer it this way, but yeah.
Go ahead. I'm just gonna be quiet.
No, it ain't no point in being quiet. You, I'm enjoying my Olivia 5 cigar. This is very good. This is very good, especially with coffee. I'm out of coffee now, so.
Yeah.
But yeah. But we basically, honestly, we're not even ranting. We're just talking about things that we experience in this faith. But at the end of the day, we've been blessed in so many areas. You know, I'm going to express something that just a little personal. Of course, me and Renina only been with each other probably 4 years, going on 5. As my birthday present, she became my girlfriend. So, December 1st is also my birthday and anniversary. So, before I met her, I was married for 9.5 years. I had 4 kids, and during after the divorce, my kids, because you got to understand how a family dynamics work. If the father and the mother in the house, everybody's close in groups. My oldest child, my firstborn child, she's distant by choice. My phone has always been there. I've talked to her, I begged, I cried, I pleaded for her to, be more in my life. And then it got to the point for years I would do that. And it got to the point where I just said, you know what? After she done turned her age and got to 19 or 20, I said, you know what? You're an adult now. I'm gonna, as a father, first of all, after your child is done with high school and stuff, you never stop being a parent, but your roles change from, provider and, all of that. You go into advisor mode because you can't control an adult unless you have some type of leverage to the point where it's essential to them and they care about. But it's to the point I was like, well, you know what? You're an adult. I said, and believe me, I love Renina, but if Renina just said, okay, I'm not gonna beg Renina to come and talk to me. So I told her, my daughter, and anybody that know me know I'm in love with my kids, but she decided to be more close to her mother, which is not a bad thing to me. At least you're around you gravitate to at least a parent, But when somebody is always begging to be a part of your life, begging for, try to, be there for you, and you choose to go away on purpose, I said to her, like, you're an adult. You have to choose how this relationship is going to manifest. I said, I'm here. I said, but what I'm not going to do, because I'm a man first, father second. I said, I'm not going to beg you to come my way. I'm not going to beg you to not call me. I'm not going to beg you for communication, affection, and all of that stuff that a normal father would receive. I went to, and this is before this was going on for years. It got to the point, readings and bowls and all this stuff, your child is going to come and your child is going to come and you. I received my hand in Ifa. I'm deciding when I'm going to go and get crowned. And everything was, well, your kids are going to come and gravitate to you so strong, you ain't going to be able to deal with it. It's going to suffocate you to the point, and you're going to love it. Yeah, I got 4 kids. 2 girls, 2 boys. And out of those 4 kids, the younger 3 are like that. And I love it. Yes, I miss my oldest child.
And she's coming back.
And she's coming back. And that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Orishas, Ifa, and my ancestors made this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were...
That's a beautiful babe.
Where we were, yeah, thank you. Where we were not so financially secure. They made it happen. So this is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we are so passionate about it. This is why we want people to experience this.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want you to get discouraged before you start seeing and reaping the benefits of your sacrifice for it.
Yes.
This is so real and so powerful because I'm telling you, you can see things before they... My reading with I received Olokun, and one of his message was to me, your eyes, because you can, I have superior. Well, I don't have superior vision. I got better than 2020. It's 2013. So the lower that number, when you look at that chart, when you get your eyes checked,
mm-hmm.
The smallest print that you can see, that tells you, where your vision at. I'm 2013, so I'm like right at the second one from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm a truck driver, so I gotta get physical. My eyes gotta get checked constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing. When I received it, it was told like, you gotta make sure is your eyes okay. I said, yeah, they're 2013. They're good. I just got a physical and everything. But also you gotta watch your spiritual eyes. You can't allow nothing. You got to see everything for what it is. I can see things, and Renina would testify. I said, this is not going to work well. What this person just did,
mm-hmm.
this is what's going to happen.
And he'd be right.
And it happens. So it's basically, I'm clairvoyant because, mm-hmm. I said, that right there keeps me out of a lot of trouble.
Absolutely.
It keeps people be thinking like I'm nagging or I don't want. No, I'm telling you, you're about to make a wrong move. And then when they make the wrong move, you want to come and have me bail you out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bail you out because how I feel for you, but it gets to a degree like, no, I'm not doing it no more because you don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your teacher. That's what this faith does to you. It makes you realize your potential and what you are here for. You here to guide people.
Yes.
And because, back to my daughter's situation, she pushed me away, but guess where she had to come back to? Who solved her situation like that?
You.
And she didn't, and she still to this day don't want to acknowledge it because of her choice of which person she want to gravitate to. I ain't got nothing against her mother for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, she's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But what my child has taught me